Who's ready for that caroling? Gateway caroling.
Should we sit over there?
You know what? Yes, you should.
That's a good decision. Right here. Right, you know what else is important? Not tucking your shirt and leaving this trash here. That's a double whammy.
Double whammy.
And get the two of the numbers. That's 3 in a row. Good decision.
You ain't bringing up everyone?
Bad decision.
No, everyone.
How'd that big rib taste?
Bam. Have you guys talked about who might not be able to attend today? Has anybody talked about that?
I know someone who isn't right? Yeah, I don't. A couple people that for sure will not be.
So should we wait a little bit longer?
No, I mean they won't be here.
Oh.
The people I know are not going to be here at all. Eric and Miguel.
So it's only 12.
Ran off on us, dude.
So we're expecting maybe 20, close to 20.
I'm not sure. Yeah, probably 20.
Say goodbye to me. We came back from dropping off Abby, and he was just gone. Like, his bed, his clothes, like everything. He moved out? Yeah, I did that with Joey, and there's no warning.
What is that?
Moved out.
You moved out, Brian? Yeah, Rob.
Yeah. Moved out? Like out of the blue?
AT. That's the gays.
Like, we were all gonna go to Danny's, and we asked him if he wanted to go. He's like, no, dude, I'm good. I just had breakfast and we're bored.
This morning?
No, this
Everyone's gay.
Sunday, right?
You couldn't think of anything else to do.
Can you take his truck?
I hate Arizona.
Yeah, he abandoned us.
I hate this city so much.
After
Hey,
today.
get out of here.
After
Can't
today,
take
we're
away.
going away.
I love this. Iraq is not better than this. Huh?
Guys,
I don't know. How am I going to go there? You pay for my ticket? From LA? Exactly. Talk on your phone. Bad decision.
Yeah. Did he quit school?
Just quit you guys.
Just say anything?
Quit you guys.
You know, it's sad that we all expected Eric to be the one to break out the Broadway boys.
Thanks.
Dude, Brian. That's just sad, but I missed it.
Hey, so you guys lost your ride? Yeah, they don't have a ride. They're walking off.
That's
That's
why I was like, dude, I need to borrow. I told him.
5 ways and 4 ways. 5 ways and
So I could roll it like this and I can pay for it. Would you do that?
Yeah.
I want to get rollerblades and be like, Broadway boys.
Hey, so.
I would skate too. Just like a little, like,
So.
I don't have a skateboard, real keep. I'm gonna jack my brothers.
No, like a
No, por eso. That's not.
Hey, he said he played with John.
Yeah.
I mean, he played with Miguel.
Yeah,
His brother.
Yeah. It was like 2 nights ago.
Yeah, were you there?
No, Miguel told me about it.
Desi told me his brother's better than him.
Yeah, he told me that
Way
his brother's
better,
way
right?
better.
Yeah.
Now you're thinking way better.
Miguel's younger brother is better than him. Miguel's brother plays every position.
Not even can be any place to be.
hey, Jamie.
Yeah. Yep, that's fine.
30?
Oh, they said you're not
They
that guy that was there? Yeah. He doesn't look like he
does. I think she was
Right now?
Yeah.
You said there's going to be a lot of traffic? Bro, you're going like I'm fucking going to Hong Kong, dude.
Hey, when you get when you get a 7th Street, it gets packed right there, huh? Before you get to the bridge, the little tunnel.
Bro, it gets packed like 3 miles before that. Especially now, like this is when it's gonna start.
Or like when they're running behind me, like to my side.
If I could, I'd leave right now.
Like this.
I can't always come.
This way, you know.
Tell them that you're just say you live too far.
Live in Egypt.
He wasn't gonna look. No, at first he wasn't looking. Not those. Anything but those.
Maybe turn around all you guys.
Good decision.
It's so hard when you're not looking that way. It's so hard. What?
I was gonna give you that. We'll eventually catch up.
That's yeah, dude. Take all your shit. Even a shirt. It's just going up like 2 days before. Like, yeah, on the 11th. No mind me. We can drive the car. We can drive the car. What? Should we get in our car? No mind. Like, she's doing the same thing you do. Oh, so she'll leave the car. And then waste your gas.
Yo no tengo como una toma, güey, no más.
How are we gonna get there though? She'll be back. She'll come back in 15 days. Did she her business before us? Yeah. Why? Because he doesn't want her to die. He said it would be too difficult for him to watch her. Sometimes the 3 of us are so she leaves at 11, comes back at 13, she'll stay that night, and then she'll take us on the 14th. And then she'll pick us up. I don't know. She'll be back. Yeah, I'll be able to pick her up. I'll pick her up. But she'll take us in the morning after. And then she'll pick us up too. That works out pretty good.
Que verga, para eso pagué $1,500 para ver esta clase. Según esto, eso fue lo que
Okay, I'm just saying. That even like creeped into your mind. No.
No, pues ellos le pagaron $1,500 a él.
¿Más por venir así? ¿Por todas las clases? ¿O nomás
Por todas.
¿Y qué es? ¿Por todas las clases?
Pagamos más, no para más que todas las clases que tenemos.
Cada uno. Ah, no más.
Bueno, por ahí que no vengamos a
Hey, we're trying to do a presentation in 2305, and we're trying to use a laptop to hook up to the remote or projector. Yes.
No enseñalo.
Yes.
No, he didn't, that's right.
Oh, you're programming from the computer?
Where else is it supposed to be?
Okay.
Look at you, dude.
Botas eso. Botas.
¿Te quieres decir esa madre? ¿No sabes? ¿Te quieres decir esa madre?
¿Botas tú?
think when I get home, I'm going to ¿por qué no me cuenta? Then take 2 weeks to do right now. In like 1 day. Dile a un ciudadano que vote por lo que tú piensas.
There is a
No, déjate con él, güey. Pero tú dile por quién vota y déjate con este, güey. No mames. Tú de qué carita cuentas con una peleacita. Sí, es como ¿qué carita? No, you haven't even heard it. Como que me quiero meter un pedo y no te camarada.
Until we figure out how we can hook up the laptop so it'll project onto the screen, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna at least start the dialogue and get going, so that way we can get started. We guys, we only have a month to cover like a ton of information, okay? So we don't have a whole lot of time. So let's set some expectations, okay? And here's what I mean by setting expectations, okay? This won't be a class, okay? This is not a class. This is not me sitting up and lecturing and just talking the whole time. What I want, guys, is I want us to have conversations, real life conversations that you guys will be able to take with you and utilize and implement for the rest of your life. Somebody told me recently, in fact, I can tell you who it is. There's a gentleman, I didn't think that anybody was doing a whole lot of stuff like this, but there's actually a gentleman that's doing stuff like this. He's worked with the NFL. He's worked with the NBA. He's worked with Major League Baseball, and he's worked with the National Hockey League. His name is Zach Miner. A friend of mine told me that I should contact Zach because a friend of mine works with USA Football. He was a teammate of mine. So I talked to Zach. We've talked a couple of times on the telephone now. And what he said is, he said a lot of schools offer life skills training, but they really don't understand what life skills training is, okay? A lot of programs offer life skills training, but they really don't understand what life skills training is, okay? The reason why I say that is because a lot of information that people are getting, that you guys are getting, or that athletes are getting as far as life skill development goes, or life skills training goes, they're not able to transfer it. You don't have to be in the front, but I don't mind if you're in the front, but I want you to be with the rest of the team. Okay. So, as far as the life skills stuff goes, the information that they're getting, they're not really, he's saying it's not really life skills training because they really can't transfer. It's a lot of professional development and different things like that. But the stuff that we use, guys, not only are you going to be able to use it when you guys become professionals, all of you guys will become professionals in some form or another. You'll be able to use it as parents, or as a father. You'll be able to use it as a husband. You'll be able to use it in your home, when you're walking down the street, when you're at school, excuse me, when you're representing Gateway at an athletic event, at a sporting event, okay? So this information you guys will be able to take with you, and you guys will be able to utilize it no matter what you do, no matter where you are, okay? It's simple. This is not some rocket. I'm not smart enough to come up with something that's like rocket science, okay? I'll be quite frank with you guys. What I've done is I've simplified a way for you guys to understand what it means to be better decision makers, okay? Better people by the time this is said and done. And you'll be able to take, excuse me, take this information with you and utilize it for the rest of your lives, okay? So, when I talk about, so let me give you guys a little bit of history about myself and why I decided to start this program, okay? I was a junior college guy, okay? Came all the way out here from Ohio, played a little football, got a scholarship to go to school in Missouri. During all of that, I got a chance to see and experience a lot of stuff. When I say a lot of stuff, specifically, guys that I played with in high school, arrested, gone to jail. Guys that I played ball with in junior college, arrested, lost scholarships, got kicked out of school, just simply not deciding, making a choice, because consciously, guys, and realistically, everything that you guys do and everything that we all do, it's a choice that we make. Either we're going to choose to go down a path where we know can be detrimental to our health and our lifestyle and everything that we want to accomplish, or we can choose to go down a path that can be beneficial for us for the rest of our life. Okay? And so some of the guys that I played with, they ended up in situations where they did things that affected them for the rest of their lives, man, in a bad way. That's not being judgmental. That's not anybody thinking that anybody's better than anybody else. It's simply the truth, okay? And one thing that I'll do, fellas, and one thing that I'm always going to do, is I'm always going to stand on the truth. It doesn't matter how horrible it sounds. It doesn't matter how rude it is. None of that stuff matters. Whatever's right is right. And I'm going to take a stand for what's right, okay? And I want you guys to really begin to understand why I feel that way, okay? So, so in terms of me starting this program, so before I really get into that, let me first say this. We're talking about decision making, okay? I don't know if you guys have been congratulated yet, because you guys have already started out on the right path to start doing what you know is right. Okay? You guys have made a conscious decision to attend college. You guys have made a conscious decision to allow soccer to be an avenue for you guys to get to where you want to be. And I commend you guys for that. And I don't think you guys get enough credit for that. Okay? So that's the first thing. The next thing is,
Ahí levantando las manos. Nomás tuyo, papi. Muy chulo. ¿Qué pasó ahí? Oh, eres una puta, güey.
okay.
No tiene bastante grave.
All right. So why does Linked by Choice? So the name of the program is Linked by Choice. Here's what that means. It doesn't matter where you guys come from. It doesn't matter if you guys come from the wealthiest family. It doesn't matter if you guys come from the most poverty-stricken family in the world. Okay. It doesn't matter if you're white, black, Hispanic, male, female, whatever. All of the commonality that me, you, and everybody else walking around with shares is the fact that we got choices to make in life, fellas. And there's consequences for those choices. And in all actuality, not only are there consequences for the choices, but the choices that we make, it's going to affect the people that we interact with on a regular basis. Does that make sense? Okay, so we're linked by the choices that we make in life. Okay, so that's the name of the program. Players whose lives were changed as a result of poor decision making. I'll give you guys a couple of examples. I won't say the guy's name. These are guys that I played ball with, and so because I know them personally, I don't like to call people out and embarrass them and stuff like that. But one gentleman or young man that I played with, he had a scholarship to ASU for football and basketball. Got caught selling drugs and lost a scholarship to ASU for football and basketball. He ended up having to go to junior college, and we actually ended up playing together. And then after that, he ended up getting some scholarship offers to like some Big 12 schools. I think back then it was like the Big 8. I'm 37 years old, so it was a while ago. Okay, but at that time, I think it might have been like the Big 8, like Oklahoma State and a couple of other schools. Got some scholarship offers to go there for basketball and football again. I ran into his cousin, another guy that we played with a couple of years ago. I asked him about the guy. I said, hey, how's your cousin doing? I miss him, I want to see him, how's he doing and all that. And he goes, we don't know where he is. What do you mean you don't know? How do you not know where your cousin is? Everybody knows where their cousin is, right? Okay, we might not talk to our relatives, our family, our friends very often, but we all know where they are, right? Okay, we don't know where he is. Why? He's on the run. Couldn't get out the game, couldn't get out the lifestyle. Okay, so that's the relevance behind that. Another young man, probably the best athlete that I've ever seen play football in my life. Young man, his older brother played professional football. He's got a bunch of brothers, they all played football. But he was probably the most athletic one out of all the boys in his family. His older brother played, was a local guy, went to ASU, played for a couple of different football teams in the NFL for quite some time. He's a little taller than his brother, a little bigger than his brother. He could play safety, he could play receiver, he could play corner. This young man had probably a 38-inch vertical jump, could play basketball. He had a basketball scholarship to Hawaii. Ended up having to leave school in Hawaii. Didn't play basketball at Hawaii. Came back to Phoenix, went to junior college. We played on the same team. All of us played on the same team. And I saw him probably about 3 years ago. Dude's all out of shape. Looks like he's in his late 40s, maybe even a little older. Teeth looks a mess. Teeth looks real bad. Eyes are all yellow. Just looks awful. I shared it with you guys to say, if his brother made it as a professional athlete, he was a much better athlete than his brother was, then why is it that he didn't make it? Come from the same gene pool, same mom, dad, the whole 9 yards. Came from the exact situation that his brother came from, but why was it that his brother made it, he didn't make it? And the reason why, we'll get into some of the reasons why here shortly, okay? Some of these guys, the guy who I just described, he was never arrested, he was never criminally charged, but I'm sure he has a lot of deep-rooted regret, okay? Professional athletes, and I don't mind throwing out, names of professional athletes. It's in the news. It's been shared with the public, so that's not a big deal. Ben Roethlisberger, never arrested, right? Never charged with anything, right? Okay, so he doesn't have a criminal record or anything like that. But look at what, I don't know if you guys, keep up with football very much, but look at what he's had to deal with and go through over the last couple of years because of the compromising situations that he continues to put himself in. Being accused of rape, has to go to football games and be called a rapist. Was accused of rape on 2 occasions, guys. Like I said, no, not criminally charged, but it was a situation that was avoidable. And not only was it a situation that was avoidable, but he's trying to do everything that he can to repair his image, not only with society, but let's just pretend that I was on you guys' soccer team and I was accused of something like that, and now I had to come back and interact with you guys. You guys think it would be a little bit of whispering about me whenever I came back to the team? And how close is a team supposed to be, right? The team is supposed to be pretty close, have each other's back, look out for one another, different things like that. But just imagine what he has to go through. It's happened to him twice now. Once in Georgia, once in Nevada. All within a 2-year span. Crazy, right? Doesn't even make sense. How do you continue to put yourself back in those situations over and over again? Something's just not right. Okay? So, decision-making development. How do we adjust the challenge that so much of our society faces today? You have individuals that place themselves in compromising situations. Tiger Woods, another example. He's obviously everybody knows who Tiger is. Plexico Burress, he's a football guy. Most recently, Randy Moss. How do you get traded to a team, give up your third round draft pick, and then 3 weeks later you're kicked off the team and they release you? How does that happen? Idiot, right? Nobody. Listen, fellas. Nobody wants to be bothered with somebody that's just constantly a problem. Nobody wants to be bothered with it. And let's take it out of the sports world for a minute. Let's say you're one of the most talented professionals in whatever field you guys decide to go in. Everybody recognizes the talent that you have. Everybody recognizes the potential that you have. but because you're a jerk, nobody wants to deal with you. Because your ego gets in the way, nobody wants to deal with you. Because you make statements like, well, I'll work when I get ready to work. I'll work when I feel like working. Nobody wants to deal with you. Nobody wants to interact with somebody that's just a jerk, man, straight up. So you guys, that's an example. When you take the football example, or you take the sports example, and you relate it to how it's going to affect you guys, even if you're not athletes. Guys, sports and life is such a parallel, okay? And it's one and the same. These guys, they end up asking themselves, okay? They place themselves in compromising situations, and they're forced to ask the question, what did I do? How in the hell did I get myself in this situation? What in the hell was I thinking? Okay? If you have to ask yourself that question, usually by that time, it's too late. It's too late. You guys got to start thinking about the consequences of your choices before you guys make the decision to involve yourself in something. Okay, don't wait until you have to ask yourself, what was I thinking? Or how did I get myself into this situation? Okay, as men, the challenge that we face, okay? Is it fair to say that we all know right from wrong? Everybody in here knows right from wrong? Yes, no, maybe so, you're not sure? Okay, so everybody in here knows right from wrong. Okay, fellas, let me tell you guys something. It's hard to be a man in our society. Okay? It's hard. So we got to start practicing what it means to be a man as early as we possibly can. Okay? As a man, our ego gets in the way. I know mine has. My pride gets in the way. Maybe a certain image that we're trying to create for the people that we hang around gets in the way. Quite possibly our desire for social acceptance. It causes us to compromise what we know we should, but we don't. What's going to make you guys any different? What's going to make you guys different from some of the other people that have compromised what they know is right? Okay? All of you guys, is it fair to say all of you guys want scholarships to go to school after this? Or are you guys just kind of hanging out just to say you're a part of something? Because sometimes, let me tell you something. Some people just want to hang out and just be a part of something. Not everybody wants to really score. So let's relate it to soccer. Okay? You got, how many guys play, how many players on the soccer field at once? 11. Okay? You got 11 guys on the soccer field at once. Somebody is always doing something to allow the team to walk away with a victory, right? Whether you're defending, whether you're advancing the ball down the field, whether you're defending the net or the goal, what have you, somebody's always working so that you guys can come out victorious, right? Let me tell you how this relates to life, okay? Parallel between life and sports. They're parallels of life because when you guys are on the soccer field, 11 of you guys out playing as hard as you can and trying to walk away from this thing with a victory. And then you got fans in the stands that are saying stuff like, he's terrible, get him out of the game. You guys heard that before? You guys heard people say that, right? Whether it's parents, whether it's people your own age, whoever. You always have fans in the stands that always feel as if they have the answers, right? Who probably feel as if that somebody else can do a better job than the people that are on the field, right? You even go to a professional sporting event, you always hear fans, what is he doing? He's terrible. Well, if you're so good, why don't you get out there and play? That's my thing. And so you hear that on a regular basis. And then you have people that will be on the team, and they'll just be cool with just being on the team. Okay? And then you also have the people in the stands that end up saying how bad the coach is. Okay? Now let me tell you about a coach, just real quick. I don't want to get too much into that right now. But a coach, his responsibility and his job is to manage the team. And if there's an assistant coach, he's actually also supposed to manage the assistant coaches as well. Okay? And so when you think about the responsibility of the coach, and you hear people in the stands saying, the coach is terrible, the coach doesn't know what he's doing, you need a new head coach. Everybody's, you know, up in arms about what's going on in Dallas, right? The coach is terrible in Dallas, okay? Well, if you can do a better job, why don't you get out there and coach, okay? That's how life is going to be the exact same way. You guys are going to go through life, you guys are going to get jobs, you guys might be business owners, end up being fathers, supervisors, managers, you know, whatever you guys end up being. And you're going to have people that are always going to be sitting back and watching you while you guys are either defending, whether you're defending for your company or for your family or whatever. And there's always going to be somebody that's going to be telling you, oh, you should have did it this way. You should have did it that way. They're not going to tell you, well, it's actually, some people actually will tell you that you don't know what you're doing, or say you did a terrible job. They may not say it to your face, but they'll definitely be whispering it. But that's the parallel between life and sports, guys. You're always going to have people who think that they can do it a better way, but you guys are going to be the ones that are really going to be in the thick of things, okay? And really trying to be the ones that are really trying to get it done, okay? That's the parallel between life and sports. So the things that you guys are experiencing, the things that you guys are going through right now, it's going to prepare you for what you're going to have to go through when you guys become adults. And when the stuff really hits the fan, fellas. Okay? So get ready for that. Learn the life lessons. There are life lessons in soccer, but the problem is the life lessons aren't always made known to you. Does that make sense? Everybody talks about how, you know, you have all these life skills, and there's all these life skills that you guys are going to be able to learn by participating in team sports and stuff like that. But if nobody ever points that out to you, how do you guys even recognize what those life lessons are? Are you guys able to recognize what those life lessons are on your own? And that's the question that I really want you guys to answer. Do you guys recognize it on your own? Sometimes. Do you guys talk about it? You try to? I would say you guys should talk about it. I would say after a sporting event, talk about how it relates or how it parallels to what you guys might have to deal with later in life. What lesson did you walk away with? What lesson did you learn? Because the way that you, I heard somebody say, the way that you handle a stressful situation or a high stress situation usually gives us a pretty good indication of who you truly are. So if you just go in a rage, or give you an example, you guys heard about LeGarrette Blount, right? Punching the kid from Boise in the face after the football game. Okay? And then he recently, again, just punched one of his teammates when he was in Carolina. It's either Carolina or Jacksonville. I can't remember who he went to initially in the draft. So he punched one of his teammates also. Okay? That's a pretty good indication of how that man reacts to situations whenever he's pushed to a certain point. So that's the identity that he has now. So now he has to do, so they were talking about him either yesterday or today on First Take. Okay? I think that's a show on ESPN. But they were talking about, you know, him now having to reestablish his image and rectify his image and all kind of stuff like that. He doesn't want to be known as the guy that's the puncher or the, you know, the guy that's punched people in the face or whatever. So he's trying to rebuild his image. But based on the information that we've seen, based on the stuff that we've seen about him, that's a pretty strong indication of who he is and what he stands for. Guys, understand what you guys are getting yourself in and understand these situations, because these are the life lessons that you guys will learn, okay, as you go through athletics, okay? So, you guys want scholarships, okay? What are you guys going to do to avoid the letdowns? As a man, you were called to lead. A poor decision maker versus a great decision maker. Will anybody ever follow a poor decision maker? Can a poor decision maker truly lead? Great decision makers are great leaders. In fact, they even lead unintentionally. And they may not even realize that others are even following. Okay? So some of the things that we're going to talk about, fellas, today we'll go from 2 to 2:45. I'll let you guys take a little break. Is that fair? Everybody wants a break, right? You guys don't want to sit and listen to me for 2 straight hours, right? Okay? Thank you for being honest. One of the things that I wanted to do, and I wanted to get your permission first, is everything that we talk about in here, I don't want you guys to take it as being, you know, the all in all, like I know everything, or there's times when I may say things that you guys don't even agree with, right? We all have our own minds, and we all are free to think, and we are free to express ourselves. So, I didn't know how you guys would feel about me pretending to really be knowledgeable about soccer. What I was going to do, and what I've done with some of the other sports teams that I've worked with, I've done something to relate to their particular sport. When I worked with the football team, I had a flag. Anytime I said something that they didn't agree with, they were able to throw the flag at me. Okay? With you guys, what I wanted to do was I either wanted to bring in a red card or bring in a yellow card. Okay, so what do you guys prefer, a red card or a yellow card? If I say something you guys think is BS. Red card? Okay, straight red. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring in a red card. I want to bring in some red cards actually the next time when we get together. All I was going to do was just get some like art paper, like thick art paper, and just use that. Is there any certain, I don't know anything about a red card. You guys want to, you know, give me an official red card, or what do you guys want to do here?
I have one, but
oh, you have one?
It's just plastic.
It's just like, bring it in. Bring it in. And every time I say something that you guys don't agree, absolutely. Every time. So we can do either or. You guys want cards or you want flags? Flags.
Flags, cards, whistles.
Okay. So let me tell you guys why I do that. I want this guys I want us to have fun. Not only do I want us to have fun, but I want you guys to be able to relate to all of this stuff. Okay? And I know that, you know, the world that you guys are in, you know, playing soccer and being athletes and all that stuff, that's something that you guys relate to, right? Yeah. So since it's something that you relate to, and since it would be fun to be able to red card me, or blow the whistle on me, or throw a flag on me, I'm sure that that's something that you guys will get a kick out of, right? Okay? And not only that, more important than that, guys, like I said, when we first started, I want this stuff to be real to you. So if it's something that you don't agree with, call me on it. Absolutely challenge me on it. I think that that's good. So that's that. We'll meet the same time on Thursday. Okay, so starting today to, I think it's December, either the 2nd or December the 3rd. That'll be the first Thursday of December. That'll be our schedule. Yes, in fact, it says up here December the 2nd. And so, abbreviated version. Okay, this program that I do, it's actually a full semester long. But we're not quite able to do an entire semester. Hopefully, we'll be able to return and we'll be able to do an actual full semester with you guys. But what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about success. We're going to talk about goals and goal setting. We're going to talk about decision making and consequences, developing good decision making, what it means to be accountable and responsible, and how those things are one and the same. A sense of awareness, communication, how to communicate effectively, how to resolve conflict and de-escalate a situation. We're going to talk about the image that you guys have, the image that you guys want to create, and the importance of making a great first impression. And then also what most people call time management, I call it have to versus want to. Okay, so those are the things that we're going to cover during our month together. You guys okay with that? Okay. Is there anything up here that's listed that you guys might want to spend more time on because it might be a struggle for you guys?
Most of the team?
Absolutely.
Communication.
Communication.
Yeah.
Why
Conflict and resolution.
Yeah, that was a conflict resolution.
Conflict resolution. Okay. Anything else? It's open. And also, guys, this is open discussion. Now, one thing that set expectations. I don't want one person to talk over another person. I want you guys to respect one another as people, and then also respect one another as men. Okay. So this is an open, what I call adult learning environment. Okay. Open adult learning environment means that I'm not going to treat you guys like kids. You know, I'm not going to, you know, you know, do the whole, yeah, ask me to go to the bathroom. No, you can't go. No, we're not gonna do that. You guys are all men. I'm gonna treat you like men. But I am gonna manage you guys at the same time, okay? So is there anything else?
Decision making and consequences.
Decision making and consequences? Huh? Say what? Anything else? No? Okay, so decision making, consequences, communication, and conflict resolution. That's the only three.
Sense of awareness.
Sense of awareness. Okay? Anything else? I'll just come around and do the countdown. Going once, going twice, 3 times, it's gone. So I'll give you guys a minute to say if there's anything else that you guys want to spend a little more time on, something else. Success? Okay. So we'll spend the last, I'll let you guys take a break. We'll spend the last hour of class talking about success, okay? So go ahead and take a break. Let's take a 10-minute break since we didn't start exactly, and since we weren't, since we were waiting to try to figure out, I'm not technologically advanced enough to figure out how to plug this thing in, so we'll do a 10-minute break, all right, guys?
Go get some candy.
Yeah. Don't worry about it, Dad.
Great.
Decision one. Candy, grass.
Be back on time, fellas. Look at what time it is, and be back on time, 10 minutes.
Cálmate solo.
¿Qué what?
Cálmate solo.
Solo. I would.
You wish.
Nah, not really.
How are you doing?
I'm okay.
Trying to catch up on emails. We hosted the region cross-country meet today, so I'm spent. I've been up since 5:30 this morning.
Where'd you guys do that at?
Riverview Park in Mesa. So I'm just glad it's done. Glad it's done. Glad it went well. Glad it's done.
I'm gonna run downstairs and get a piece of paper so that they can all sign in.
Yeah.
Actually, would you happen to have a piece of paper? May I borrow one, please?